Hey everyone, Retired Navy Rob here. I want to welcome everyone back to my channel. Today I'm going to go over a few colonial notes that I have. I want to touch upon the process of natural print. That's where they use the leaves to make an anti-counterfeiting device. But before I get too much into that, I want to do a shout out to Convict Currency.
To touch my monkey.
I would be honored.
Touch him! Love him! Leave him meine App!
And so why they use leaves was because it was hard to counterfeit those veins in the leaves exactly. So they would be able to have a counterfeit checking card, basically a sample, a specimen card, and they would compare it to the print and to see if it was counterfeit. So what they would do is they would take a leaf and they would cast that in plaster, and then they would pour a mixture of lead, antimony, and tin. Yeah, and I said antimony, I didn't say alimony, although, that's probably going to lead to the money. But lead, antimony, and tin. And that made a metal that was hard enough to withstand the pressure of the printing process repeatedly over and over and over. Because what they would do is they would take that, pour it into there, and they would come out with something basically like this. Now remember, this is about the same size as these notes that I'm going to show you. So these were real small, and they would put them into a frame, and this frame held all the individual characters typeset, because every character they had to put in individually as well. And then they would put that in, and they would start the printing process, and it would be printed on something very similar to this. In fact, this is the exact type of press it would be done on. Now, I got a quick video. It's not really a great video, but it shows you how the printing process worked. And you'll see it was a lot of labor for every sheet. And think about doing this over and over and over and over, even for making books, let alone the currency. Okay, so on that there's a piece of paper behind that template she just plopped down. And this is where they ink it up. And these balls are like saturated with ink. And they had to go to town on the plate.
Many unbearable hours later.
And you see, it's like a lot of work. These things ain't light. So then they would bring the paper down on top of it, roll it into the press, and then manually press those plates against the paper. And just think about doing this repeatedly over the day. So it wasn't an easy process for them to print. It couldn't have been any fun to have to go through all that. But I want to show you some notes here real quick. Now, one I'm just going to show you, it's one of my more recent pickups. It's not a natural print. But I do want to show it to you. It's a beautiful note. Now, this is the one I had sent in to be recapsulated. It came back as a 63 EPQ, which is what I sent it down as. But imagine putting each of these little characters in to have to go through that process. And Halls and Cellar was the printers in Philadelphia, founded by Benjamin Franklin, who is the one who invented the natural print process. Here's one that I just picked up. It's a 50. And on the back is the example of the natural print. As you see all that intricate detail within the leaf. And of course, they didn't play back then. To counterfeit is today. You know, to counterfeit is death. So, you know, they want you be strung up in the middle of town. And finally, this one I've had in my collection for a while, but it has a nice example of natural print on the back. This one's a net because it has some repair on it. But I figured, hell, from 1774, it's amazing the note's still around. And here's the example of natural print. Now that one there, you can't really make out, but that is just beautiful. Look at that leaf, the intricate details. But this process was invented by Benjamin Franklin. Well, God, that's all I have for you today. Let me bring myself back up there real quick. Okay, so that's all I got for you today. Remember, be kind to each other. Try to do better. And remember.
To touch my monkey.
I would be honored.
Touch him! Love him! Leave him meine App.
All right, if you can see a monkey in a note, let me know. All right, y'all have a great one. And go Birds once again. You know, it's great to see that. And I did hear a good joke. It said, what did the Philadelphia Eagles do after winning the Super Bowl? They came out and played the second half. Hey, y'all take care and don't be petty.
I can imagine no more rewarding a career. And any man who may be asked in this century what he did to make his life worthwhile, I think can respond with a good deal of pride and satisfaction. I served in the United States Navy.